Hi, welcome to Daily Conversations. This is Mr.
This is Eric.
Yep, and it's 30 October today, and the time now is 16 minutes past 6. Okay, so the topic today we talk about inflation. Yep, so before we start, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, so here we go. Yep, and today we talk about inflation. And then I remember that a few days ago we talked about um, the government debt, right?
Mm.
Mm. So after doing some research, I found that inflation, especially hyperinflation, is due to the uh, it's partly due to the government debt.
Why?
Okay, I shouldn't say it's due to government debt. It's due to the government is unable to pay the debt, so they print the money, increase the money supply to pay the debt.
Yeah. Why? Why this cause hyperinflation?
Um, yeah, inflation and hyperinflation is all about the degree, whether it is very serious. If the inflation is very serious, then we call it hyperinflation. And um, yeah, when talk about inflation, I think it's about the money supply. The money supply in the market is more than the money demand,
Mm.
so that um, so that the price of the goods, of the things that we can buy every day increase.
Mm.
Yep, and then so this is inflation, and for hyperinflation, it means that maybe the speed of the good price increase uh is very high.
Mm.
Yep. So so to me it's still because of money supply.
Mm.
Yep. And for this maybe later you can elaborate uh a little bit more. And
Mm.
then in my research I also found that um, most of them say a little bit of inflation or an appropriate rate of inflation is actually good for a country.
Mm. Why?
And yeah, why? Okay. Uh, let's say in a developed country,
Mm-hmm.
and then they like to say 2% of inflation rate is good for the
Mm-hmm.
country.
Yeah. This is say by U.S. got a U.S. central bank that
Mm,
the
yep.
power.
Oh, okay. And then uh my understanding is maybe 2% of inflation rate is kind of um people will have people won't feel a very uh a fast increase in the good price. It's
Mm.
a little bit increase, and then maybe some of them will have more money to spend because inflation, um, the money supply increase, and then maybe their wages increase, so they will have more money, and they don't feel like goods the price of the goods increase very fast, so they think they are quite rich.
Mm.
So in that case, um, they will keep spending. They will put their money into investment. So all of this can actually, um, yeah, make the country grows.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
then
I said,
mm,
yeah, you continue first.
yeah, yeah, actually the growth here is the GDP growth.
Mm.
Yep.
Is
Yeah,
the
so
real is the real GDP growth or is nominal GDP growth?
um I am not very sure. I think is um uh mm, yeah, actually I'm not very clear about nominal and the real GDP.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
think it is real because people really put money into investment and
Hmm.
buying things.
Okay.
Mm,
Nominal GDP is something like you measure everything in the dollar term.
okay.
Okay.
Mm,
And real GDP is something like you measure everything based on the purchasing power
mm,
compared to maybe compared to last year or compared to an average mm, few tens
oh,
year like that. Mm.
okay.
So, mm, for example,
Mm,
mm, the whole production in this country
mm,
mm, is only 1,000 apple. Okay, we make it simple. Mm,
okay. Yep.
there's only one good. Mm,
Mm,
this is apple.
okay.
1,000 apple in the production,
Mm,
and mm, initially the price of each apple is also 1,000.
mm,
Mm. So mm, the real GDP growth. Okay, if everyone buy the apple,
mm,
I mean the apple, mm, mm, every year this country will consume 1,000 apple, and they will also create more new 1,000 apple.
mm, yep.
Yeah, so the real GDP growth rate is zero.
Mm, yep.
Mm, yeah, because you use mm, because you use the goods, the product times
Mm,
the transaction time.
mm,
Yeah,
yep.
1,000 times one is always 1,000.
Mm,
So
right.
the real GDP growth is zero. Yeah, because
Mm,
because yeah, the growth is zero. Also, the output is zero divided mm, divided by 1,000, the base of last year. So it
mm,
is still zero. If 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 next year, if in the year one the apple increase from 1,000 to 1,100, okay.
mm,
So how the growth rate calculate? Mm, is a year one minus year 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 zero. And this is the no, uh, nominator. Mm, this is a nominator which is
mm,
100. So we use a 100 divided the denominator, and which is the base in year zero
mm,
of the apple, which is 1,000. So
yep.
the equation is 100 divided by 1,000. So the growth rate is 10%.
Mm, yep.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's very clear for everyone to see. And okay, this is based on the real output to calculate.
Mm, yep.
And if we base on the nominal growth rate,
Mm,
hmm, okay, if you print more money and the money supply increase from 1,000 to 2,000,
okay.
but the apple still remain the same. The output of the whole apple in the country still remain the same.
Mm,
Hmm. But in year zero, the the money transaction is 1,000 times one time equal to 1,000, right?
yep.
But in year one, the money transaction is 2,000 times 1 time equal to 2000.
Yep.
Yeah, so the nominal GDP growth rate is actually increased 100% like that.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, so there's a difference between nominal rate and real growth rate.
Mm.
Of course, sometimes uh, we can see, oh, this country, the real GDP growth rate is 1.5%, and
Okay.
the nominal GDP growth rate is 3%. Yeah.
Mm.
So in this case, we can know the money supply increase.
Mm.
And in case of real GDP growth rate increase increase more than the nominal growth rate, then that means the money supply decrease. It's
Mm.
just simple.
Yep. Yep. So just curious, for the 2% that I mentioned just now, is it a real uh eh? Oh no, that's for inflation, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that.
Mm,
Yeah, you continue.
mm. Okay, so when we talk about 2%,
Mm.
and okay, um, okay, I have few questions.
Okay.
Just now you talk about 2%. Mm,
Oh, right.
how the 2% was calculated?
Mm.
And the second question is, mm, just now you talk about the inflation rate is good for us,
Mm.
and because people would realize the price increase of good or services, mm,
Mm.
and they can wait their wages increase to cope with that product and goods and services. Mm.
Mm.
But what's the reality? Did your wages increase, or did your wages maintain the same, or did your wages decrease?
Um,
You can base on 1 year term, in 1 year term, in 2 year term, or in 5 year term.
mm. Yep. I think um for 1 year term, it's hard to say. Maybe remain the same, or maybe increase a little bit.
Mm,
Mm. But seldom decrease.
mm,
Mm. Yep. And for 5 year term, for 5 year terms, uh, it it need to be increased.
I mean, not
Mm.
need to be increased. It means did they really increase?
I think yes, 5 years.
Mm,
Mm. Yep.
how much?
Yeah. This is the matter. How much it increased. Um, I think for 1 year terms, it won't increase a lot. Maybe 100, 200. Yeah, this
Ringgit
is just normal.
in our country.
Yep.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, in Malaysia's in our country. And then for 5 year terms, I am not very clear.
mm,
Maybe um yeah, maybe we use 100 a years to calculate. So
mm,
maybe it's around 500.
mm,
Mm.
Okay. Mm, mm, your father is running a business, right?
Yeah.
Mm. Did you know whether whether the staff earn lesser or earn more in these few years?
Yep. Yeah, I know. There are
How much?
some increase.
Mm,
Um, Firstly, for the work in the office,
mm,
and then at first, they have a salary around uh 106 sorry 1,600.
okay.
And then After 1 year, it increased to 1,008.
Mm,
And then um, this 1,008, I think, lasts for 2 years. It didn't
mm,
increase. But after 2 years, it increased to 2,000. Not everyone. Some will have 2,000, and some will have higher than 2,000, like 2002.
mm.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is like in 5 years term, right?
5 year terms. 5 year terms, I think it increased from 1,006 to around 2002. Yep.
Mm.
Mm.
So this is like for this is like 600, is it?
Uh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, 600. But I
But
think
yeah.
my case uh cannot be the case for us to talk about, because I think it is because of the profitability. Yeah, it's also one
Mm,
of the factor.
yeah. Mm,
Mm,
yeah. Uh, you talk a crucial point.
mm,
Mm. If company didn't earn profit, then how can they increase the wages for staff?
mm,
And look around the business, the company in Malaysia, in Singapore, and around the world.
mm,
How many company can earn the money? I mean can earn the net profit that can allow them to survive in the long period.
mm,
Yeah, and this is one of the point. Yeah,
mm. Yep.
and just now the case you talk about. Mm, yeah, until now their salary is still 2002,
Mm,
and last time you talk your cost of living is more than it's something like more than 2002 already, right?
yep.
Yeah, so yeah, they have an increasement, but do they can cope with the inflation rate? I think not. Do they can buy the investment? Do they can invest some money?
Mm,
I think not. Mm.
yep.
Because maybe they save some money, but if there is any accident,
Mm,
for example like car accident and other accident or other pay they need to um, other expenses they need to pay.
mm,
Example, the child need to go to school already. Mm. So
yep.
we pay some money for that. They can't save the money really. With this salary, they really
Mm,
can't save money.
yep. Struggling for life.
Mm. So yeah, mm, even though their wages increase, but do you think the cost of living also increase? And 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 what and is there improvement in the living standard, or is it just as the same, or is this you can live better?
Um,
You feel?
mm, I am not sure, but
Hmm.
if I say it increase, it will not increase a lot. It is not obvious.
Oh, you mean the
Maybe,
living standard increase, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. It actually didn't increase a lot. We all agree with that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay. This is about the inflation. And uh, actually, for me, after graduation, I get 3,000 salary. Hmm.
Mm,
And 1 year after that, I also get 3,000 basic salary, but I get some bonus. Hmm.
mm, yep.
So I think it is like more than 2%. Yeah, more than 2% increasement
Mm,
in in term 1 year in a annual basis.
Mm.
Mm. Mm. But mm, it, most of the people, their salary didn't increase. Mm.
Mm.
Like
Yep.
like in my current company, most of the people they work for so long time, but the
Mm.
salary didn't increase.
Oh, how many years are you referring to?
In 3 years time, in 5 years times also got.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Mm. Some people will get improve. Some people will get increasement,
Mm.
but some not. Mm. It depends on the job.
Mm.
Because you can always find other people to replace this job, right?
Yep.
Yeah. For example, you say the admin. Yeah. Mm, and mm, I think your company got a lot of admin, right?
Uh, Actually, not a lot. Is two admin only.
Mm, mm. And
Mm.
some companies, some SME, they only have one admin.
Oh. Mm.
Mm,
Yep.
yeah. And maybe they pay the salary like 3,000 or 2,500 to 3,000,
Mm.
but there's only one admin. Mm.
Yep.
So do you think your company can cut one admin and hire a more experienced admin, which consider give them like 3K or like
Mm.
2,800K? Yeah, sorry, 2,800
Mm. Yep. It's
for annual
possible.
salary. Yeah, it's possible, right? So
Mm.
mm, it actually can allow your company save some money, right?
Yes.
Mm, mm. So yeah, so actually your company can do that. Mm. So mm, the whole labor market salary is actually falling, right?
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean the salary. Mm. Okay, because
Mm.
mm, now you pay let's say 2,002
Yep.
plus another 1,008 or 2,000. We make it simple like
Mm.
2,000, and this is like 4,002
Mm.
to hire the admin
Yep. Two admin.
to do that job. Mm,
Mm.
mm. But if you can hire a more experienced admin,
Mm.
maybe they can do better on Excel. They know how to improve the efficiency on their job.
Mm.
You can only and you can hire only one. You hire a degree holder.
Mm.
Mm, mm. And you need to pay like 3,000. The net saving on you is 1,002, right?
Yep.
But the net loss for the labor market is 1,002.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Now I
So
get it.
mm, if the whole labor market mm, theory, or should I say mm, mm, yeah, let's call the theory
Mm.
mm, the whole labor market, the theory for the overall labor market increase or falling.
Uh, Falling, right?
Yeah, actually it's falling because of the
Mm.
technology.
Mm.
Mm. So mm, yeah, you can improve yourself, but other people, but not many people can improve themselves. Not many people mm, can get higher salary. Mm.
Yep.
For example, like the cleaner, mm, yeah,
Mm.
and like the promoter, like the mm, like some other mm, what is it called? Is it the retailer? I mean, not the retailer. I mean,
Mm.
the staff work in the retail store, the retail store. I mean the customer service. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. The the customer service, like for example in a restaurant, there are some customer service, right?
Yep. Waiter, waitress.
Waiter, waitress. Mm.
Mm.
Mm. So their salary didn't increase a lot.
Yep.
And we can find another piece. We can find another people to replace them.
Yes.
Mm. So why the company want to pay higher wages mm, to hire one person can do the same job. Why they want
Yep.
to do that?
Yep. You're right.
And the market is so competitive, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the labor market. I think everyone can feel that. Everyone actually know. And just talk about, okay. Don't talk about your salary. Talk about your business.
Okay.
Can the product and service price, can the tuition fee increase in 1 year
Oh.
time, in 5 years time? How much increasement?
I would say it is quite hard to do so. It is quite competitive. And even if we wanted to increase, maybe it just increase okay, now the fees is 100 a month. I think it's possible to increase to 110 and at most 120. But we can't assure that every of the students or parents can accept this. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard. So we don't have any intention to do so in this year and next year.
How about in previous year? What is the tuition fee?
Yeah, I remember 10 years ago. I think it's more than 10 years. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's around 10 years ago.
Oh.
The fee is 80 ringgit. Yeah, that is the time that I was in this tuition center, but I am not a teacher, I'm a student.
80?
Yeah, 80.
Oh my God! So in 10 years time, the increase, the increasement is just like 20%.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, but
Uh,
some
uh,
for
uh,
some.
actually not 20, it's 25. Yeah, 25%. 20 divided by 80 is 25%.
Oh, yeah. The base is 80, right?
Mm.
Yeah, boss.
So
But for
for
some
some,
others competitors, some of them increased to 120. But I think it's around 120, and very few of them increase more than the fees more than 120. Very few, not many.
yeah. And how much wages they increase?
Wages. What do you mean? The wages of the teachers?
Yes.
Yep, it depends on it is calculated based on the number of
How many
students.
students? How many
Yep.
students you can teach, right?
Yep. And then the percentage is the same. The percentage that the tuition center charge on them is the same.
Mm. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm. So, yeah, it's so competitive. Mm.
Mm.
Then how can every business earn the money in this industry? How can all that increase the salary for the teacher? Because you say in your industry, the income level of teacher is actually mm, based on how many students you
Mm.
you have, right?
Yep.
And this on your industry.
Mm.
And on other industry, for example, we talk about like the grocery. Okay, yeah, just go and look. Just go to the supermarket and look. So many products, yeah, on the tray.
Yep.
And so many brands, so many products, and this is just part of it. Inside the storeroom, there are more than that.
Yep.
And one people just take one. For example, one people just take one laundry detergent, and like 5 kg, 10 kg, and that family or that people can use the 5 kg for like more than 2 months or more than 3 months.
Yep, 5 kg is a lot.
Yeah. And look at the quantity of the product and so many different brands.
Yep.
And this is for only one supermarket. And every supermarket, every retail store, and every mini market,
Yep.
they have a lot of this laundry detergent.
Yep.
And how about Maggi? Yeah, the Maggi, the instant noodles.
Instant noodle.
So
Yep.
yeah, so much. And everyone, maybe you can eat like 3 packs per meal. Yeah, but look at the quantity, so many.
Yep. Yep.
And there are so many different ones. And look at different, yeah. You can pick. You can pick whatever product. You can pick whatever services. And you can find this bag. The product and services is so abundant. Yeah.
Yep.
So the quantity of these products and services is so huge. And can they increase their price? Probably not. This is also same. It is also same as it's also same as in your industry, right?
Yep. Yeah, unless you are among the best around your competitors, then you have the you may increase your price. Yeah, unless you are one among the top.
Yeah, but if we talk about the whole grocery market, the production is increased, but the earning is decreased, right? The revenue, the total. No. I'm not talking the whole total revenue. I actually talking the average price. Yeah, I'm talking the average price. The average price decreased, but the average production increased. Maybe the whole revenue increased. Yeah. So yeah, but you also can see some of the price also increased. But actually, most of the price decreased. Did you manage to notice that the grocery price decrease or the grocery price increase?
I think it increased over the years.
Yeah, it still increased. Yeah, it still has some increasement.
Yep.
For some certain product. But for like Maggi and for like those spaghetti, I actually found this is decreasing. Yeah, the price is decreasing.
Oh.
Like the spaghetti, previously it cost me like 4 BT, 4 to 4 BT. But
pack.
now you can get a 500 gram pack.
Oh,
But now
okay.
the same brand, the same brand of the spaghetti
Mm.
I can buy is like three fifty to four. Yeah,
Oh.
and for the Maggi, previously the price is something like 4 to 4.50,
Mm.
but now we can buy um, yeah, we can buy like 3 to 3.50. Did you notice that?
Oh.
The
Yeah. To be
Maggi now is
frank,
cheaper and cheaper.
I,
Mm,
to be frank, I don't, uh, I don't often buy these two
mm,
things,
mm.
and yeah, when you talk about the spaghetti, is cost you 450, and what was the year?
I think it's uh
5 years ago?
3 years.
Oh, 3 years
Yeah, yeah,
ago.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think it's 4 years ago. Mm, mm. 3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah, I really didn't realize that.
Mm. And and for those instant noodles,
Mm,
initially there is only 5 pack. Mm.
mm,
Yeah, 5 pack in the whole pack. Mm.
mm.
Uh, yeah, 5 pack for this price. Now it's six
Yep.
pack for this price,
Oh, 531.
right? Did you
I'm
manage
not
to find
sure.
that? Yeah, this. Yeah, actually now we can buy the 6 pack.
Mm,
But the price is like same as previously. So actually gain. So actually the price reduct is have had 25% reduction, right?
yep.
In this term. Mm. mm, yeah, and this is for the grocery,
Mm,
and for the price reduction we can expect. But if the price increase, I actually don't know why. Yeah, because the product is so a lot. In the market is so a lot.
mm.
Mm, how can they increase the price? Mm, or how the how the inflation take place? Mm,
Yep.
mm,
But
mm,
for this, maybe we talk about the cost of the uh producer, the manufacturer. If the cost increase, I think um um
the
most
head
of the
is right.
manufacturer, they have to increase. So all
Mm,
of them maybe will follow to increase 10%, and some may increase 5% like
yeah.
this.
So they increase their price is not because of mm, it's not because of they want to earn more. It's
Mm.
because they can't lose.
Yep.
They can't afford to lose. It's not
Mm.
because mm, they have the incentive of to earn more. Yeah, it's not the case.
Yep.
And the market is so competitive. Mm,
Mm.
yeah. And what cost them? For example, like the wages,
Mm.
and also some rental, right?
Yep.
Mm. But okay, but it linked to the calculation of 2% inflation. Do you know how
Okay.
they calculate this 2%?
Mm. Yeah, maybe you may just go ahead.
Mm. This is
Mm.
based on the CPI index.
Oh, okay.
Mm. The CPI index is the index mm, which which mm, imitate to imitate a person, the behavior of spending of one
Oh.
person. For example, you will buy some food, you will buy some vegetable, you will buy some meat. Mm. You
Mm.
need to rent. You need to rent a room.
Mm.
Mm. You try to imitate the purchasing. Mm.
Mm.
So, mm, mm, so he, yeah, so he get, yeah, finally he get mm, a basket, a basket of the product
Mm.
he can buy compared to previously or in 1 year term. So we get the 2% inflation rate.
Mm. Yep.
Mm. But actually, we don't know how they take the product. For example, they can take a cheaper price product, right?
Yep.
Initially it is, for example, the air bronze. But if the price of air, but the price of bronze A increase, maybe the CPI ratio, maybe the CPI index calculation will take the bronze B price.
Oh, yeah.
Because the price remains unchanged. So they'll choose they'll shift from bronze A to bronze B.
Yeah.
But it's not the case for normal people because we always stick to the brand. We seldom change the brand.
Yeah.
And maybe the CPI index they pick the cheapest price in the market of that product. We don't know. And also the CPI index they take place. I mean they take the rental into calculation, but they didn't take the asset price. Yeah, they didn't take the asset price into calculation. So look at these few years. The property price increased so much, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and CPI index won't calculate this. Won't take this into consideration because this is an investment. This is not a consumption.
Yep.
Yep.
So what else can they take? Like yeah, just now we talk about food, right? The basic thing that we buy, and then yeah, what else?
Mm, mm, the thing they try to mitigate 1% to living. Yeah.
Yep.
Person a person don't need to do investment, right? This is this is not for a need, right?
Yep.
They need to buy some food and maybe they need to cook.
Yep.
And they need to maybe they need to take the public transportation.
Ah, yeah,
The,
transportation.
the transportation cost.
Mm.
But
Yep.
they won't calculate the price of the car, the installment of the car, like Camry, like BMW, like that, right?
Yep. Yep. It's not the majority.
Maybe, yeah, but they also won't calculate the price like by using like the Proton and like the Proton Saga or like the Myvi.
Yep.
Maybe they will just take a second-hand car to use that for calculation, or maybe they'll use like like uh like the Ace like the Asia, the cheaper car in the Malaysia. They use that for calculation. We don't know.
Yep. Yep.
So actually inside the CPI index, there are many things the calculator can make a trick.
Okay.
Yeah. And okay, do you think it's okay for you to live like paycheck with paycheck?
Um, Paycheck to paycheck means no savings forever.
Maybe you have a saving, but the saving is just enough to cover your child education, in a long-term period, or maybe can cover the healthcare, the medical fee. But eventually, you will end up no saving.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
So so what's your answer? Do you think it's okay?
Mm, yeah, I think everybody, if you ask everybody, people would say they don't want it, but finally it depends on our capabilities, ability to make money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So CPI, yeah. Mm, the person that CPI index try
Mm.
to imitate is
Mm.
actually this kind of people. You get what I mean?
Oh, yep, they
Mm,
can accept paycheck to paycheck.
mm. Yeah, because he made sure the wages can buy this food. And
Mm.
yeah, they don't calculate about they don't take into the investment. They don't take the investment into consideration. Mm,
Yep, yep.
mm. So yeah, everyone don't want this life, but our
Mm.
CPI index use uh use this as a premise to calculate the CPI index.
Mm.
So yeah, people feel stressed is not because of the right price increase. It's because of the asset price increase. Yeah, it's because of the house price increase. They feel
Mm.
stressed, not
Yep.
because of the life price increase.
Mm.
Yeah. Then do you think is there is there mm, is there any problem if one person they can accept this kind of life? I mean, live with paycheck to paycheck.
Mm.
Would it have some problem with that?
Um, what problem do you mean? The problem to the person that you can accept
Yeah,
that kind of
I mean,
life?
I mean the financial problem in future.
Yep. Of course they will have some problems.
What's the problem associated?
Um, okay, for maybe for medical costs, it is still not a problem because our government provide almost free medical uh uh service.
Okay.
Yep. And um a place to live, um a place to live. Yeah, maybe a place to live.
CPI index they calculate the rental for a room, small room.
Mm.
Mm. So yeah, so mm, uh, this is already uh, taken in consideration by CPI
Mm.
index. Yeah.
Mm. Yep. Okay, in that case, I think um still okay, right? Because over the years, CPI do the same.
Mm. But why so many people feel stressed?
Mm.
They're afraid they're afraid to lose their job, right? They have
Yep.
they have to work longer time,
Yep,
mm,
yep.
and they have lesser time mm, uh to be with their children, to be with their spouse.
Mm.
They feel more stress on their work. Mm,
Yep.
mm. So yeah, this is the case. Uh, I mean, the CPI index calculate this inside
You mean the the the
the
year
working
that's they
hours.
work?
Yeah, the working hours.
I
Mm,
think no,
yeah,
they
no,
don't.
right. Mm,
Mm.
yes.
Yep.
Mm. Okay.
Mm.
So okay, for the inflation, yeah. Now we just talk about inflation.
Mm,
Mm,
yep.
mm, mm, okay, yeah. For inflation, we find this is so weird. Yeah, the calculation of
Mm.
inflation didn't consider some other important thing that we mm, that in our life. Mm,
Mm.
mm. And you say money printing can cause inflation.
Mm.
Mm, I think not. Mm,
Oh.
because mm, like okay, go back to the simplified example. One
Mm.
1,000 apple and 1,000 money supply.
Yep.
And our product and service is so abundant. Mm,
Mm.
yeah. So actually, our money supply is less than the product service we create. Did you agree?
Oh. Less than. Mm. But if it is in that case, won't it be deflation in our country?
Yeah. So yeah. So just now I said already. Yeah.
Mm.
I feel it's very weird because the product and service is so abundant, so a lot compared to the money supply.
Mm.
Why the
Yep.
price still increase?
Mm. Yes.
Hmm. Do you know why the price still increase?
Um. No. No idea.
Okay. The first is because of the wages. Hmm. The second is because of the asset price. The CPI
Okay.
index
Mm.
didn't take the asset price into consideration, but
Mm.
the company will take the asset price into consideration. For example, if one piece of land
Mm.
can build to can build a factory to produce like mm, like instant noodles, mm,
Mm. Yep.
and and the profitability, let's say, mm, is like 20k, for example, 20k per year. Okay,
Okay.
but the land, mm, if they rent out the land to other people
Mm.
to run a to run another business, or to build a a condom,
Mm.
sorry, a condo.
Yep.
mm, yeah, to build a building, which is
Yep.
like yeah, a condo.
Yeah, a flat, an apartment, something like that,
Yeah.
right?
mm, and they can sell the land or they can rent out the land.
Mm.
Mm. And the profitability is higher, right?
Mm.
Mm. Mm. So mm, they'll choose to rent out the land to other business. Mm.
Mm. Yep.
They can yeah, and or they can sell the land to other people. Mm.
Mm.
So okay, if the instant noodle factory they buy the land,
Mm.
they also need to consider, hmm, if I buy this land or if I rent this land,
Mm.
can it cover my my business? Yeah, can uh can I revenue cover all this cost? If cannot, I need to raise the price.
Mm.
Yeah, because asset price rise, so the owner of that piece of land they can choose to rent or they can choose to sell, right?
Mm. Yep.
Hmm. Why they want to rent to bus to other factory which can only give them a very small rental fee? They would, right?
Mm. Yep.
Hmm. So if someone want to rent the piece of land at
Mm.
higher rent, yeah, they can accept. Hmm.
Mm. Yep.
Yeah. Otherwise, hmm, if the selling price The net present value of selling a piece of land is greater than the net present value of renting renting out the land. Yeah. So if the former is greater than the later, they will choose to sell the land.
Yeah.
Now this yeah. So this cost will transfer from asset price to the rental cost. Then the rental cost will transfer to every individual. So this is why the price will increase.
So it means that let's say just now the instant noodles manufacturer, because of the rental can be increased. So do you mean that they will increase the selling price of the noodles?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. The production line can run with non-stop, right? And run 24 hours. Yeah, without stop. So they can create they can create a new instant noodle every minute. Yeah, but the people in the country can eat one instant noodle with 1 minute and eat this for 24 hours with non-stop.
No.
Yeah, no. And this is only for one brand of instant noodle, and we have many brands of this instant noodle. And instant noodle company, they build a factory. They want to maximize the capacity.
Yep.
Yeah, to cover the rental cost. And this is the same case for every business. If they can run their the production line, in 24 hours, with non-stop, they will try to do that. Unless they can't sell their product already, so they'll try to reduce their capacity. Yeah. So they'll do the analysis. Is my product what's the elasticity?
Elasticity. Elasticity. I'm not sure.
Elasticity of demand for this product.
Yep.
Will they able? Am I able to increase the price for higher profitable? For higher profit. So the company will do the analysis. Yeah, if they can earn more profit from increase the price, they will increase the price.
Yep.
But there's a ceiling. Yeah, they should have a ceiling. You can't increase your price forever.
Yes.
People will shift to another brand. And after people shift to another brand, they won't come back anymore. Yeah. So this is every businessman need to consider. Yeah. So why the hyperinflation can be occurred is because the money supply greater than the production and services. A lot. Yeah.
Yep.
So people feel their money is worthless. They try to buy the product and services as soon as possible. The money no longer has store value. So they shift to another type of asset to seek for the store value. And and okay, maybe they use their money to buy stock. to buy gold.
Mm.
And for businessmen, because they run the business, they produce a product, then they want to sell higher for their product. Because the asset price keep rising. They can't cover their rental cost. And so they have to increase the price in order to cover the rental cost. Yeah, this is why the inflation occurred, and also this is why the hyperinflation occurred.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, and why the deflation will occur and why the hyperinflation will occur? This is the opposite side. Yeah, it's exactly the opposite side. Yeah. And yeah, so do you think in our country our economy will have higher possibility to go into to continue an inflationary environment, or we may fall into a deflationary environment?
Yeah, if you ask me, I would say maybe after 10 years, yeah, longer term, we may end up into deflation.
Why?
Yeah, because as our discussion just now, the price of the asset can be one of the triggers of the inflation, right? Yep. And then yeah, let's say the yeah, the price of the asset depends on I would say, yeah, because we know that some investor, they buy a lot of asset, right? Then they try to sell it at a higher price. They want to earn money from that. So if one day they don't have so many buyers, or I would say people no longer can afford the high rental or asset price, then yeah, that will cause the price of the asset drop.
No, it's not the case.
Oh.
The asset price, the asset price don't have a ceiling. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a truth. Yeah, asset price don't have a ceiling, really.
Oh, so you means it won't go down, it will only go up.
If the money supply keep increasing, yeah, because we talk about asset, we talking the scale. We talking something is limited, is
Oh
scarce.
yeah, scarcity, right? Yeah.
So compared to money, because we can increase the money supply.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't call the goods and services as asset, right?
Yes.
Because we can increase the production very easily, so we won't call them asset. And okay, do you know what's the price of the house? I mean the freehold land, uh, and freehold building in Singapore. Like 10 years ago. Like 10 years. Yeah, 10 years ago. Or 20 years ago. Okay. Never mind. You don't need to give me the price But you give me how many times it
It
increased?
increased.
How many times?
Yeah, because in Singapore, I think uh, the number of the asset, the number of the land is
Yeah,
even more limited.
yeah. And in
So I
Singapore,
think, mm,
uh, mm, the freehold land is very limited. Most of the
mm,
land is like 999 years, or 99 years. Yeah,
mm,
there are very less freehold land.
mm.
Yeah, so the freehold land is extremely scarce.
Oh,
Mm, And can you guess how many times in these 20 years?
20
How
years.
many?
Okay.
Mm,
20 years. Wait a minute. Um, 100 times?
No, 20 times. You're too optimistic.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If
Mm,
okay, if 100 times, what it means? For example, initially a piece of land is like, for example, is 10K. Okay,
10K
it's
will
10K. Then
become
100 times become 1
1
million
million.
for a piece of
Yep.
land. Yeah. Mm.
Mm,
Yeah. And yeah. This is 20K. Yeah. In 20 years ago,
mm.
the land and the building, that cost like, mm, that cost like, mm, mm, 700K. Yeah. Now worth like 14 million. Mm,
Oh, mm,
yeah. So it's 20 times. 100 times is too optimistic. Mm,
mm,
mm. But for some stock, yeah, this is the truth. Mm. Some stock really rise 100 times for these 20 years. For
mm,
example, like Amazon. Mm.
mm.
Yeah, it really rise 100 times for these 20 years. Yeah, it's a truth.
Yep.
Mm. And yeah, for the stock, yeah, mm, this kind of land, actually there is no limit. The price can go up. There's no ceiling. But the fixed, uh, the growth rate, of course, is reducing. Mm, the growth rate, of course, is reducing.
Mm,
Okay, yeah, and this is only be the case. Mm, People have enough money to buy it or not. If they don't have enough money to buy, they can borrow money to buy.
yep.
And the bank are willing, yeah, the bank welcome, yeah, are welcome to borrow money, to lend the money to you to buy the kind of asset.
Yep.
If they know you can pay the installment, they are willing to lend you the money.
Mm,
And for example, like stock,
yep.
the price really no ceiling, and there's no there's no case that people mm, cannot afford to buy the asset. Yeah, that's always not the case. Because
Mm,
like the eToro platform and other stock trading platform, they actually do an innovation. Mm,
okay.
mm. And you can buy any quantity of stock in their platform. I mean, the the quantity, like for example 0.01 quantity.
They break into very small part, right?
Yeah. So for example, you have only like 100 ringgit, then you
Mm,
can buy 100 ringgit share of a 100 ringgit worth Amazon share.
mm,
You can do that. Mm.
yep.
If you really need to go to the real uh stock brokerage uh stock brokering company,
Mm,
and you need to buy I'm not sure one lot is for 100 share or for 1,000 share.
1,000, yeah.
Mm.
Mm,
And like Amazon stock price is yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure the Amazon stock price
mm.
mm, is like 2,000 or something like that.
Wow, then we need to multiply by at least 100, right?
Yeah.
To buy a
Mm,
lot.
yeah.
Mm.
So it's a huge price. Oh, now the Amazon stock price is 3,200 US dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3,200 US dollar. If you times 100,
Mm.
you need to have you need to have 320k US dollar.
Mm. To buy a single lot of
Yeah,
share.
yeah. To buy the minimum quantity of Amazon share.
Mm.
This is like 1 million, 1 million, one mm, yeah, more than 1 million, right? More than 1 million Malaysian ringgit in order to buy
Mm.
the minimum quantity that you can buy.
Yep, yep, yep.
mm,
Mm.
yeah. Can it go higher? Of course. Yeah, it will go higher.
Mm.
Yeah, it will go
Yep.
higher if uh if the asset would that value. Mm. But there's a problem. Mm, now people take the stock as a store of value.
Mm.
Do you think it's a problem? Yeah, I
Store of
think this.
value. Oh.
Okay,
Mm.
yeah, this is a critical question. Mm, if government keep printing the money,
Mm.
or we say, mm, if the currency of mm, if the currency keep depreciate, and if the trust if the trust of that currency keep reducing,
Mm.
mm, uh, what's the effect? What's the consequence to mm, to the stock to the stock mm, which is based in that country?
Oh, in the same country.
Yeah, the stock in the same country.
Mm. Yep, I think um depreciation.
Okay,
Mm.
if money keep increasing, then this limited asset price will increasing, right?
Mm. Yep.
Yeah. But what if the currency collapse?
Yep, I think the business will be affected.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mm.
there's a country risk. Even
Mm.
though the asset is so scarce, but there's a counterparty risk, right?
Mm. Yep.
Yeah. So if the currency collapse, mm, it yeah, it will affect the business. Mm,
Mm.
yeah, it will affect the business. Mm. And okay, for example, mm, why the price, why the stock price can be affected? Yeah, try to imagine in China, for example, mm, okay, for example, U.S. dollar and China and yuan. Okay,
Mm. Yep. Renminbi.
mm, Tencent, for example, Tencent registered on Hong Kong, uh, Hong Kong Exchange,
Mm.
and Facebook, mm, also the social media company
Mm.
registered in in the mm, in US. Okay,
Mm.
mm, yeah, their business is quite similar. Also, the social media company,
Mm.
also the technology company, mm, and if US dollar collapse,
Yep.
will you keep your phase two stock, or you try to sell your phase two stock and buy the Tencent and the Tencent stock?
Yeah. For the Tencent company, uh, it is not in US, right? It is in China.
Registered in China. That
Oh,
means
okay.
registered in. Okay, Tencent actually registered on China and also registered on Hong Kong Exchange.
Oh, so it means that the money that we used to buy the stock of the Tencent is in
Yeah,
renminbi, is in
yeah,
yuan.
yeah. Okay,
Mm,
about the buying stock, you have to convert the money into that particular currency in order
mm,
to buy that stock, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's very clear. Yeah, I think it's very clear. For
Mm,
example, mm, you want to buy Maybank, you can't buy with your US dollar.
yep. Convert
Convert it.
to ringgit first.
Yeah, you have to convert to ringgit first so that you can buy the Maybank, and you
Mm,
need to suffer all the currency risk, right?
yep.
Yeah. Mm. So okay, now actually we're talking something like the cost and benefit analysis. Mm. Of
Mm,
course, the asset price is sorry. Of course, the asset is so limited. Mm.
mm,
But what if the country risk? What if the country risk, the currency risk go to infinity?
yep. Yep.
Yeah. So it's something like cost and benefit. One side the cost is the currency, and one side the benefit is the asset is limited.
Mm,
Mm.
yep. Yep.
Mm. Yeah. So that's the case. Mm. We track we track the we track the stock, we track the land, we track whatever thing that need to convert, mm, they need to buy the asset before we convert. Sorry, we buy the asset that only if we need to convert to that particular currency.
Mm,
Do you get what I mean? So uh, those asset is actually we have to convert to that particular currency so that we can buy the asset. For example,
mm,
like land, Malaysian land is also the same case.
yep.
Malaysian stock is also the same case. Mm,
Mm,
mm, yeah.
yes.
So we use this asset as the store value. But that's the problem. We can't move the asset out of the country. If the currency collapse, then yeah, we left nothing.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, you really point out an important point. Uh, to understand this, to understand the risk.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah. Mm,
Yep, yep. But if we talk about other assets like the gold, then it won't have this problem, right? Because it can it can be um, um, monetarized into any currency.
sure. But do you think for normal people they can carry so heavy gold out to to outside the country?
No, yeah. I think that uh, at the custom they will have some device to detect uh,
Yeah.
these kind of things, and uh, it won't be easy to carry it out.
Yeah, I think they'll take your cow yeah, they'll take all your gold or they'll tax on your gold. Mm. If you
Yep.
want to export your gold, yeah, you can. Yeah, but you have to but I have to tax you like 30%.
Wow.
Mm, like
Mm.
that. Sure. Yeah, if a country that face a currency corporate risk, yeah,
Mm.
take everything you that you can't imagine, right?
Yep.
Yeah. We don't yeah. Mm, maybe we go into a war. Yeah, it's even worse.
Mm.
Your gold can be steal, can be robbed by any people.
Yep.
Yeah. there is no regulatory can protect you.
Yep. At that time, a gun will be better.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So gold is also not a very good asset. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
In term of this currency collapse risk.
Mm,
What will you do? Mm. And we will have this topic in, I think it's few weeks later.
okay. Yep.
Mm. So do you have any other thing want to add in?
No.
Okay. So that's all for our today conversation. What do you feel? Then, mm, please, please let us know what of your thinking of our conversation. Mm. And also, and also, mm, sometimes we may include one or two critical thinking questions in the comment. It's very hard to answer for most of the people. If you had gotten a critical answer for this critical question, please share it with us. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocab or grammar mistakes that we made, please also comment to let us know because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.